Hi, I'm Dr. Catlin Tucker, and I wanted to record a video because I got a question on my blog. There was a teacher who's been trying station rotation, likes the concept, but the reality's been a little rough in her class. She really wants students to focus at the stations, be productive, and complete the tasks, right? That's the dream for all of us. And so one of the strategies I've actually been using, which is super simple, but it is helping when I'm working with teachers who are encountering this problem in coaching sessions, is to take your station rotation and pair it with a checklist that students complete as they work through the station rotation. So the checklist is actually just a printed out sheet of paper. It says station rotation checklist, the date of the station rotation. And then I was working with a teacher last week where the teacher-led station was differentiated direct instruction. The online station was a building background activity where students were doing online research, working collaboratively with their group to try to compile what are we learning about this particular topic. And the offline station was a reciprocal teaching strategy around a complex text. So each of the students had a role. There was a summarizer and a predictor. There was a questioner and a clarifier. They would read a couple paragraphs, stop, and have a conversation. So very much an offline collaborative activity. So as they're moving through the station rotation, the teacher asked the students, when you're done at the teacher-led, we're going to check the box. And over here, so it was kind of a 2-column, excuse my visual representation, but on this side of the column was a 3-2-1 activity. So the teacher wanted them to identify what are 3 things you learned, 2 questions you have, 1 thing that surprised you. And teachers can always customize these prompts and change them to be whatever you'd like them to be, depending on what you did at your teacher-led station. The online station, when they're done there, they checked the box and they completed the Connect, Extend, Challenge thinking routine. So what did you learn in this online investigation that connected with what you already knew, your prior knowledge? Let's make a bridge. How is it extending or stretching your thinking on this topic? And what are you finding challenging or confusing, or what are you wondering about? And then from that final station, they would check the box when they were done with the offline station, and they had a simple self-assessment where they had to think about, how did I do? How did I show up in this reciprocal teaching strategy today? Did I do well? Did I feel like I understood the text? What do I want to work on next time? So the idea is that they're just kind of stretching some of those metacognitive muscles here. So unlike some teachers who have students put work in a basket at each station and then they have just mountains of paperwork at the end that they feel like they need to do something with, either put points or a grade on, now all we have from this station rotation is just an individual checklist and documentation from each student about what they did in the station rotation. And if we start to make a habit of creating this kind of checklist, and the checklist does not need to be graded, this is just documentation of what the student did from that student. And so if you're seeing a student who is day after day not completing the checklist, not filling in the information requested, then that documentation can be used to have a conversation with that child. What's happening for you? Is this a rotation not working for some reason? Is there something I can do as your teacher to support you to improve this scenario? Because station rotation is really important so I can work with small groups and better meet your needs as a teacher. And it also becomes documentation that we can share with parents and families if we want to get them involved and figure out, how do we support this child in being more productive, more focused, and more self-directed in this class.